Have you ever noticed that two people on the guitar can play the exact same riff or guitar line and it will sound different? So it'll sound the same, but something sounds different about it. That'll be because those two guitar players have different feel to each other when they're playing. And feel is the one thing that makes every guitar player unique to each other. So that's what makes you unique. And developing that feel can be one of the hardest tasks on the guitar, to be fair with you. It's a hard one to teach as well because there's so many different aspects in terms of technique involved with it, and it's never ending at the same time. However, this lesson is all about, this video is all about teaching you how to develop a percussive feel into your guitar playing. So this technique is something that I learned from studying. I came across it from studying Nuno Bettencourt's playing and style, who's one of my favourite players. Nuno Bettencourt's from the band Extreme. And something that I noticed was he's a very percussive style player. A lot of his guitar playing, like, you can relate a lot of kind of like drumming aspects and sounds to it. So I wanted to show that. But just to kind of like demonstrate the feel factor of guitar playing, you could learn a guitar line like this. And you can make that sound completely different and miles better just by adding your own feel into it and your own feel techniques that you've learned over time. So like that's literally just adding a bit of vibrato in there, which is also a big feel technique that you should learn, but I'm not going to cover it in this video. So this is adding a percussive style feel technique into your guitar playing. So something that I came across from studying his technique that helped me is he had this kind of like drum sound a lot within his playing, and I wanted to learn how to do it. So kind of like a bit of a funky style actually to both his rhythm and lead guitar playing. And what I learned that he does quite a lot is plays muted strings, like muted notes, literally like that. So his left hand muting, that's basically just covering all the strings but not pushing down on them, you're just touching them, or at least the ones that you want to be hitting. Now if I strike them fast enough, it kind of, to a degree, as much as it can do on a guitar, it kind of sounds like a snare on a drum. Sounds pretty cool. And he adds a lot of that into his playing whilst he's doing rhythm and lead. So something that I kind of got into the habit of doing, and this helped a lot with rhythm. I kind of learnt a little bit of this from studying, watching a Paul Gilbert lesson video once as well, a long time ago. Is I got used to the idea of creating rhythm by muting. So kind of like, so if I was doing it in like slow 16ths, it'd be like 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a, just going down, up with muted strings. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. And I'd just keep doing that for a bit, to be fair, with you just muted, just to kind of develop a bit of rhythm. And every time I'm hitting the beat, the numbers are 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a... The majority of the time I'll accent it as well to create this kind of like train like chicka 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 sound. And I'd start sliding my hand up and down the fretboard whilst I'm doing it, whilst still not pressing any notes down. This is just to kind of like take my hand off this hand, take my mind off this hand even, and try to make it, this hand just go on autopilot doing that. If you do it slow enough, you might actually hit some harmonic notes. Until eventually that was just on, this hand is just on autopilot, basically. Then what I'd start doing is I'd start putting notes in, like random notes where I'm pushing down with the left hand for a moment. Best place to start with it is your first finger. So I'm pushing down with the left hand, but only the first finger on the left hand, but only briefly on certain notes. It doesn't really matter what notes, but try and emphasize more the higher strings than the lower strings on it, I would say. Because just it sounds cooler there, in my opinion. So I'd briefly go down, very briefly, with this first finger, and then I'd loosen it back up so that I was left hand muting and push these back, slap these fingers back down as well so that they deaden the sound. So you end up with kind of something like this. If I do it like around the 7th fret, like... By the way, it doesn't matter where you do it in the sequence, so you can hit it anywhere. I'm just going to randomly now so you can see what I mean. You could do it on the beat, like... You could do it more. Before you know, it starts kind of creating this, when you're doing it like that, it kind of sounds like, creates like a Nile Rodgers feel to it. And then you can start doing things like adding little slides in here and there. Then you can start doing it with other fingers and adding them in. And before you know it, you've got this kind of like rhythmic sound. You've got like a rhythmic feel to your playing as opposed to... Sounds really cool. Then once you've got the hang to doing that, and you can incorporate that into lead playing anyway as well as rhythm. Once you've got the hang of doing that, you can then get to a point where you can start doing the same thing but on individual strings. So this is a little bit trickier. What I'm going to do, I'm going to kind of like demonstrate this with this kind of 13th fret on the B string. And what I'm doing is I'm left hand muting all of the other strings. So I'm muting them in a way where I know I can strike more or less all of the strings, and I'll only get the note to sound out there. Because the 12th frets before it, I'm getting a bit of a harmonic. I'm going to do it 2 frets down. You can hear it. Got the dead notes there. And then I've got this 11th fret fret ringing out. Yep. Like a percussive feel to it now straight away, instead of completely different sound. And then you can also apply that technique to bends as well. So instead of, you could have like, I'm striking several strings at once, but only getting one string to ring out because I'm muting the other strings with my fingers. So I'm bending with this, and then when I'm bending, these fingers here I'm making sure they're tipping or touching the strings above and below, so that they're muted other than the one that I'm bending. And before you stick some distortion on that as well, and it sounds absolutely, it squeals. The guitar sounds great when you do it. So basically something you can help a lot to add some percussive feel to your guitar playing is start doing this kind of, this percussive raking technique, making your strings sound like a drum, basically. It sounds really cool. But yeah, enjoy. Just take your time doing that. And have some fun. It's genuinely, I personally, anyway, I'm very easily excited, but I find it fun just raking with the strings muted. It kind of feels like you're a drummer for a moment whilst being a guitar player. I hope that helps you. If you could like the video, that'd be amazing. If you've got any questions, just hit me up in the comments below. I'd love to help you. If you've got anything that you could add and pass on to other people as well, that'd be amazing, because this channel is just all about sharing knowledge and passion of the guitar. If you could also subscribe to my channel, that'd be amazing, because I'm always teaching guitar lessons and trying to share all the knowledge that I've learned over the years, all the bad habits I've picked up, and all what I feel are good habits that I've picked up as well. I'll catch you in another video soon, hopefully. Keep on rocking.